Hey everyone, it's Mr. Hollywood, and today my dad is returning for another video to give him his top 10 superhero films of all time.
And I am here under my own free will. I wasn't forced here by my son, I promise you. I was forced. Please help. Please send any help. So anyways, yes, after much threats and yells and argues, here it is. And you're welcome to disagree. And
I disagree. All right.
Yeah, he disagrees, and I don't care. Because this is mine. You want to do yours, make your video.
And
all
then
right?
Ghostface disagrees as well.
Well, Ghostface can...
he's busy screaming at people right now.
Yeah, go stare at a wall instead of watching this. How about that? All right, start with number 10. The first Guardians of the Galaxy. So funny, so unexpected. Characters I didn't really even know that well, and within one movie, within really just a few scenes, you just kind of fall in love with them. It's a heck of a trip.
And we're excited for Guardians 3 next month.
Very, beyond excited. All right, number 9. Probably the biggest one would be, in terms of size and scope, Avengers Infinity War. With Endgame, just a little bit behind, but Infinity War a little more complete, and of course that great shocking ending that left people like this guy sad and mad for an entire year as we waited to see what the heck happened next.
Yes.
Number 8. Where's my number 8? Wait, did I lose my number 8? I might have lost my number 8. No, and number 8. Captain America 2. Fezzik agrees with me.
Captain America Winter Soldier.
Absolutely terrific thriller. Feels like, in some ways it's a great superhero story, but it's also just a good story, a good thriller with some remarkable set pieces. You could see why the Russo brothers then got Civil War, Infinity War, Endgame.
Yeah.
They earned it. They earned it. See, we
Even
agree.
As someone who liked Civil War a little more, I still think this movie did lead into the future of the MCU.
There you goes. All right, number 7, one that some of y'all might disagree with, Batman Returns, which I have such a soft spot for. I love me some Christopher Walken as Max Schreck. I think we had our best Catwoman, and Danny DeVito going full gross out as Penguin. Absolutely terrific.
And Michael Keaton is obviously great as Batman.
Always great.
And
music,
Danny Elfman.
the tone, everything about this movie really works. I remember reading reviews saying it was like Hollywood's first art house blockbuster. It's really Tim Burton's, one of his strangest movies, all the more special for it. All right, number 6. Wait, did I already say? Oh, I realized, number 6. This one is not MCU, not Disney, not Marvel, not DC. It is RoboCop, the first RoboCop, which is one of the coolest movies ever. It's violent, it's R-rated, so young folk, please, get your parents' permission first. I don't think this guy's even seen it yet.
No.
Pretty violent. I
do want to see it, though.
It's great, and they made some pretty mediocre sequels, but the first one is just dead perfect, and great satire, as well as great action, and really great acting, too. You totally believe Peter Weller is this, half robot, half human. All right, number 5. Top 5, The Incredibles. It is the movie that every other superhero story should try to be, as far as how do you make exciting action set pieces. The humor is terrific. The family at the center of it, you care so much about. It just does everything right. And if they ever get a Fantastic Four movie right, it will be because The Incredibles basically showed them how.
Yes.
Number 4 is SpiderMan II. So we're talking Tobey Maguire's SpiderMan II.
Yes.
In fact, you'll notice there's a number of number 2s here. Number 2 as in number 2 movie, not a reference to bathroom stuff. Because a lot of times the first movie, you set up the world and it's like blah, 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 blah. Oh, I got a superpower. Oh, what do I do with this thing? But Spider-Man 2 was, once we've established who he was, who the enemies were, who everything was, they could have some real fun with it. Doc Ock was so good, they brought him back from the dead. It is a beautiful film, really showed just the talent of all parties involved. Great action, great comedy, and of course, once again, great heart. you do care about him and his relationship with MJ.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, another number 2 is XMen II, Uncanny X-Men, Part 2. From its opening moment of Nightcrawler busting into the White House, flinging everyone around with his tail, to its really shocking kind of last moments where Dark Phoenix finally appears, which they still haven't done Dark Phoenix right, but for the few minutes in X-Men 2, it was perfect, and really everything I'd hoped for in an X-Men story as a lifelong fan of the X-Men comic books.
However, It's a little sad that Bryan Singer didn't return for X-Men The Last Stand, and he was more busy working on Superman Returns, which isn't that great.
Yeah, well, I think DC said, oh, how much you getting paid? How about we add a 0 to that check, and here you go.
Future past, I actually might like a little more than this.
Well, you're allowed to, but I disagree, and that's okay. There are some other great X-Men films, by the way.
Like
First
Logan.
Class, Logan just outside my top 10, actually. Number 2, The Dark Knight. How do I not include The Dark Knight? Turns Batman into Godfather. It has got remarkable action. The acting, of course, Heath Ledger setting the gold standard probably for every single other performer in the sort of comic book lore. As good as Joaquin Phoenix is, still, Heath Ledger.
And Jack Nicholson.
And Jack Nicholson's great too, but Heath Ledger, nothing tops that.
Also, Aaron Eckhart is also great as Two-Face.
And really, the action's great, the design of it, everything about this.
And it said that Dark Knight Rises.
And it arrived right when this guy was born, so all the more special.
Yes.
And my number 1, though, and this one's tough because there's other ones like I love Logan. I think Endgame's remarkable. The Incredibles 2 is great. Doctor Strange, right outside the top 10 as well. Fabulous film about faith. But really, number 1 here, the original Superman. The movie that taught us all a man could fly, gave us Christopher Reeve, who took a character who'd been around for decades and decades and made him his own. So beautifully told, and really it's interesting because the story, it's not much there. It's actually a lot of setup, and you could argue maybe Superman 1 and 2, or in some ways are kind of combined because they were made together initially before Richard Donner got fired. But the first Superman, there's something really special about it in terms of opening the door for possibilities of what you could do with a movie in terms of capturing the spirit and the magic of a comic book. So it's an emotional choice, maybe more than a logical choice, but I will go with emotion any day of the week. Superman 1 it is. And that is me. That is my top 10. Again, you disagree, you can email me at this guy's email address. Anything else to add, sir? Not a thing. Mr. Hollywood, man of many words. All right.
Yeah.
This is Count Hollywood, the father of Mr. Hollywood. That's Fezzik. This is Mr. Hollywood. And we're wishing you all pleasant evening, and can you keep watching them movies, yos?
Thanks for watching.